Welcome to a world where architecture defies convention and buildings take on a life of their own, from spiraling towers that twist endlessly into the sky to buildings that seem to defy gravity. In today's video, I'm counting down the top 15 most incredible twisty buildings. Number 15. The FNF Tower, Seoul, South Korea. Why build a straight tower when you can build one that looks like a piece of Twizzlers licorice? Maybe that was the inspiration behind the FNF Tower. In the space of modern architecture, this tower is a captivating masterpiece. This twisty tower pushes the boundaries of design and engineering. It's located in Seoul, South Korea. This tower has become a symbol of Seoul's rapid evolution and commitment to groundbreaking design. The tower twists and turns its way upwards to a height of over 1,000 feet. But with a height like this, you better believe there are some pretty impressive views up there. But what really sets this thing apart from conventional skyscrapers is the theme of this video. It's twistiness. This unique design involves a gradual 360-degree rotation as it rises. This creates the tower's iconic and captivating spiral effect. Now, needless to say, this isn't your average skyscraper, but the twist in this thing isn't just for show. This twisting design also optimizes the tower's structural integrity by mitigating wind forces and enhancing the tower's stability. Building the tower was no easy task. Creative solutions and advanced computer modeling were needed to overcome the challenges of this thing, and the effort was well worth it. I mean, look at it. But as of today, the FNF Tower is an aesthetic marvel of twisting mastery. Number 14. Cayan Tower, Dubai. Dubai is a city where everything is larger than life, and that includes its audacious architecture. In fact, Dubai has an amazing skyline featuring some of the world's most innovative and awe-inspiring structures. So it should come as no surprise that Dubai has an incredibly twisty building too. The Cayan Tower is located in the heart of Dubai's prestigious Marina district. It's also known as the Infinity Tower. The building is a 75-story skyscraper with a height of over 1,000 feet. And it was designed by the esteemed architectural firm Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, and it was officially added to the Dubai skyline with its completion in 2013. The tower twists 90 degrees from base to top, creating a stunning helical structure. But it also has innovative features not found in other buildings too. It's got rotating residential units. The tower has 495 luxury apartments, and each of them is designed to rotate independently around a central core. This means that the tenants can have an ever-changing view of both the surrounding Marina district and the Arabian Gulf. Also, the tower has a number of features to reduce its environmental footprint, which is important these days. The facade features solar reflective glass, and the overall design optimizes natural light, reducing the need for artificial illumination. This tower is a world record holder. It held the record for the world's tallest twisted tower at the time of its completion. Number 13. United Tower, Manama, Bahrain. In the vibrant city of Manama, there's a towering, twisty masterpiece known as the United Tower. Now, this was a joint endeavor between prominent architectural powerhouses Ahmed Al Qaid Construction and Cooperation Investment House. The tower spans 50 stories, and it's known for its unique drill-like design. The resemblance to a drill wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate choice, and the intention was for the tower to remind people of the Persian Gulf's most important treasure. And what exactly is the Persian Gulf's most important treasure? Well, if you guessed oil, you're right. And since drilling for oil requires, well, a drill, it seems fitting to use a drill as an inspiration. The tower is on a specially constructed artificial island. It offers up a picturesque view of the Bay of Bahrain. This tower was unveiled in 2017. It came with a staggering price tag of approximately $2.5 billion. And while just standing and staring at the tower would be a fulfilling activity in and of itself, there's a lot of other things to do at this tower. At its core lies the luxurious Wyndham Hotel Group, so if staying in a twisted tower has always been a dream of yours, you could book yourself a room in this twisted beauty. The hotel spans 14 floors, and it's the epitome of opulence and sophistication. Further up the tower, guests can partake in a variety of bars and restaurants, and both the tower and the Wyndham Hotel have received rave reviews. Number 12. The Evolution Tower, Moscow. Evolution Tower twists its way upwards towards the sky as the jewel in the crown of the Moscow city complex. At first glance, the tower does look odd, but when you learn what it's supposed to look like, well, the unusual structure makes sense. The tower is meant to evoke the structure of a DNA molecule. Now, to achieve that, each floor is rotated by 3 degrees in relation to the previous one, and the result is a captivating twist of over 150 degrees. The tower is 836 feet tall, which is about 48 floors. The central core and 8 columns that maintain a strict vertical alignment. They have this spiral pattern that's replicated throughout the 4 corner supports. At its pinnacle, the tower culminates in 2 striking asymmetrical arches spanning about 134 feet. The facade is comprised of cold-formed mirrored glass units, which create this mesmerizing kind of optical illusion that reflects the panoramic vista of Moscow. This mirrored illusion inverts the cityscape at a 90-degree angle to the horizon. It's a big deal because at the time of completion, it was an unprecedented feat in the world of architecture. The tower was brought to life thanks to the RMJM Scotland Limited, an internationally acclaimed architectural and design firm. The tower was completed in 2015 and was acquisitioned by Transneft, solidifying its status as a corporate headquarters of the esteemed company. The tower has a whole slew of accolades. Some examples are the tower was voted Moscow's best office building in 2015. It received the grand prize and national award at the 2015 Glass and Architecture competition and first prize of the 2015 National No-Priz Awards competition. And you know what? It was also voted in the 2016 CRE Award Moscow as Moscow's best Class A office building. Number 11. Canton Tower. The Canton Tower, also known as the Guangzhou Tower, is a symbol of modern architectural innovation. The tower is located in Guangzhou, China, and it stands at a staggering 1,982 feet. In fact, this tower is so high that it held the title of the world's tallest freestanding structure from 2010 to 2014. The tower also has the world's highest outdoor observation deck, which is accessible via another record-breaking feature, the aerial tramway. Of course, the observation deck has some pretty spectacular views of both the Pearl River below and the sprawling city. The spiral tower was designed by Information-Based Architecture, or IBA, and the tower features a slender and futuristic design that's meant to mimic a giant twisting strand of pearls. But the Canton Tower also has a dazzling display of lights with its thousands of little LED lights everywhere. The tower shows off these lights during numerous festivals and events throughout the year. It is also capable of being a renewable energy source since it's equipped with wind turbines and solar panels. And if you're wondering about safety, wonder no longer. This twisty bad boy is equipped with advanced engineering techniques, including a sophisticated damping system that reduces vibrations that can be caused by seismic events and wind. Inside the building are exhibition spaces, restaurants, and a rotating bubble tram for a truly unique dining experience. And throughout the year, the Canton Tower hosts a ton of different entertainment and cultural events, such as art exhibitions, musical performances, and of course, light shows. Number 10. Gaken Spiral Tower, Nagoya, Japan. The Gaken Spiral Tower is actually part of the larger Gaken Cocoon campus, which is a multifunctional educational and commercial complex. Now, the theory behind the tower was to build something that reflected a nurturing space, since the building would be full of students, so it's supposed to look like a giant cocoon. There are several educational institutions inside the tower, including the famous Nagoya Gaken Fashion School. But it's not all about education here. There are also offices, event facilities, and commercial spaces, as well as a helical atrium that winds its way up the building. The atrium is the hot spot in the building. It gives plenty of natural light and provides a welcoming gathering space for people to get together. The tower was designed by the Japanese architectural firm Nikkei Sekai, which has a reputation for designing spaces that blend in with their surroundings. Not sure they hit the mark on this one because of the unusual twisted design. It really doesn't exactly blend in. In fact, I'd argue it stands out, in all the right ways, of course. This tower is 558 feet tall, and it's a well-recognized structure in the skyline. As you can see, the building features an intricate lattice pattern which wraps all the way around the entire structure. This cool-looking pattern contributes to the appearance of the building, but it also helps to regulate temperature and light within the building. It also incorporates energy-efficient systems and eco-friendly materials, and this twisty building has received several awards for its innovative design, functional layout, and integration of educational and commercial spaces. Number 9. Burj Al Arab, Dubai. Back to Dubai for this next building, which really shouldn't be surprising since Dubai pushes about every boundary there is when it comes to incredible things. Welcome to the Burj Al Arab, a building that looks like a sail. The design inspiration for this tower came from the sail of a traditional dhow, which is a type of Arabian sailboat, and as such, this building is often considered to be an architectural marvel and a masterpiece, as well as a shout-out to Dubai's maritime heritage. One of the building's biggest flexes, though, aside from that unique twistiness, is the helipad. This helipad, which is at a height of 689 feet above sea level, sees a lot of action. It's been used for all sorts of things, from high-profile events to celebrity stunts to even sports promotions. And alongside the helipad, the tower is also known for its extravagance. The interior is decorated in gold leaf detailing everywhere, giving the building a sense of opulence. And like most lavish hotels, the Burj Al Arab has an upscale spa and wellness center where guests can indulge in a wide variety of therapies and treatments. The tower has these lavish suites that span 2 floors, and when I say lavish, I mean lavish. The 2-floor suites each have their own elevators. This tower also has the Royal Suite, which is only from the creme de la creme. It's commonly used by dignitaries and top celebrities. Furthermore, the Burj Al Arab is home to Al Mahara. Al Mahara is an underwater restaurant. Yep, it's a restaurant under the water. Guests will climb aboard a simulated submarine to reach the restaurant, and then they dine in an underwater setting. So although the exterior of this twisted building is more than enough to catch your eye, there's plenty of eye candy inside the building as well. Now, needless to say, this thing is a Dubai landmark. It's one of the most photographed structures in the world, and thousands of tourists do flock to the building every year to snap a pic of this incredibly twisty building. Number 8. Taoshu Yinwan, Taiwan. The Taoshu Yinwan isn't just twisty, it's eco-friendly twisty, which is the much-needed direction of all future buildings. This environmentally sustainable tower features a double helix structure with a twisting facade, which makes it look cool, yes, but it also serves as a natural shading device. So the design allows the building to reduce their solar heat gain and energy consumption. But the most distinctive feature of the tower is the integration of wind turbines within the design. These turbines are positioned strategically to harness wind energy, so this building is pretty much self-sufficient when it comes to energy consumption. It is a win-win, and as such, this tower is recognized for its environmental excellence. It's achieved the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design Platinum certification. That's one of the highest levels of recognition for sustainable and eco-friendly buildings. And while the design wasn't built to rack up awards, it is nice to be recognized. Along with that eco-friendly design, the tower also has a few other bragging rights. It has an impressive vertical green wall, which spans multiple floors. This lush greenery is pretty to look at, but also improves the indoor air quality, which contributes even further to the building's overall sustainability. The building itself is mixed-use development. It's got dynamic community within its walls, and visitors can find shopping, offices, and of course residential units. The tower was designed by architect Vincent Calabo, and since its completion, it's been a highly regarded and revered building that speaks to the future of eco-friendly architectural design. Moving on to number 7, Generali Tower, Milan. Milan, home to so many posh things. It's also home to one of the most incredible twisty towers in the world. But this tower isn't just a standalone feat of architectural engineering. The Generali Tower is part of a bigger picture. It's one piece of the City Life Development Project. Now, this project is a sprawling urban renewal initiative in Milan, and the Generali Tower's place in the project is its vibrant mixed-use complex. The main functions of this building is to provide office spaces for organizations and businesses, so there's lots of offices, meeting, and conference rooms equipped with audio-visual technology. But it's not all business in the Generali Tower. This building also has a number of restaurants, cafes, and coffee shops. So when the lunch whistles blow, employees can partake in any number of food or caffeine options. It took an accomplished architect to design this thing. It was designed by renowned architect Zaha Hadid, and the fluid form of the tower showcases Hadid's signature style. This tower is revered from an architectural standpoint for its dynamic and fluid form, but it also boasts an undulating exterior which creates a sense of movement, making the building look like it's constantly transforming. Throughout the building, there are plenty of green spaces, and the building uses a variety of energy-efficient systems. And for this reason, it does have a LEED Gold certification. As for the height, the Generali Tower is 558 feet tall, making it one of the tallest buildings in Milan. It's got a commanding presence, and it's a very notable landmark. It is also a key part of the project to renew the urban landscape of Milan. Number 6. Avaz Twist Tower, Sarajevo, Bosnia. The Avaz Twist Tower is aptly named, as this tower has some pretty serious twist to it. This tower is a unique skyscraper located in Sarajevo in Bosnia. Now, this tower is iconic and instantly recognizable for its striking design. When looking at the skyline, it's clear to see that one of these buildings is not like the other. This twist tower is unlike any neighboring buildings. Its design concept centered around a twisting motion, with each floor rotating slightly as it ascends. This design not only adds an element of aesthetic intrigue, but it makes for some pretty amazing views too, as well as with the solar exposure. So what's the purpose of the tower? Well, this thing is a communications hub. This tower is home to various media and telecommunications services in Sarajevo. It houses offices, studios, and facilities for media organizations, including the Avaz newspaper. The tower was completed in 2008, and it stands at a height of approximately 577 feet. So it doesn't just separate itself from the pack in terms of twistiness, but it also does so in terms of height. In fact, this tower is the tallest skyscraper in the Balkan region. It adds a touch of modernity to the skyline, as all twisting towers do. This thing was designed by Croatian architect Faro Kapijic. Of course, it had its own unique design challenges, but they were overcome through a collaborative effort between engineers, architects, and of course the builders. Number 5. The Tijaria Tower in Kuwait City. In the thriving metropolis of Kuwait City, there is a breathtaking building known as the Tijaria Tower. This thing stands 715 feet tall, making it very easy to recognize in the city of Kuwait. Construction for the tower started in 2005, but it wasn't completed till 2009. Building a twisty tower apparently takes a lot of time, but one look at this masterpiece and it's clear to see that the wait was well worth it. Its twist spans 80 degrees, and the tower's innovative spiral design is at the heart of that allure. It's the exterior that really does wow us. However, many things inside this tower are nothing to scoff at either. Inside, there's an amazing atrium full of vertical gardens. This tower's got 41 floors too, including 2 subterranean levels. There's shopping, dining, and business all within this spiral-inspired tower. This does make it a convenient destination for tourists and locals, and furthermore, this tower is found in the dynamic Mutanabi Street, a street known for its bustling energy and active development. Mutanabi Street is often referred to as the heart of Baghdad's literary and cultural scene. It's been the gathering place for writers, poets, artists, and intellectuals for centuries, fostering a rich exchange of ideas and, of course, creativity. So, this creative-looking building fits right in with the dynamic streetscape. This tower was brought to life through the collaboration of Noor Limited and Al Jazeera Consultants. It features a sleek and modern facade that stands out on the skyline. Its distinctive design showcases a combination of glass, metal, and geometric shapes, and since its completion, it's become widely photographed too. Number 4. Dance of the Light Tower, Chongqing, China. When you name your tower Dance of the Light, you're setting the bar pretty high. Well, this tower in China doesn't disappoint. It's got a remarkable facade that literally causes the sun's light to dance. But before we get to that, let's look at some stats of this incredibly twisty building. Standing tall at 590 feet, this office skyscraper graces the vibrant cityscape of Chongqing. This architectural marvel is the brainchild of the esteemed Avaz architecture studio. This tower is nestled within the Jingbei district of Chongqing, and it's designed as a harmonious blend of simplicity and elegance. And anyone who sees this tower will be left breathless by its captivating and mesmerizing twisty form. More specifically, according to the architect, inspiration came from the dynamic rays and spirals that grace the Arctic and Antarctic skies. To make this happen, the facade is adorned with double curved surfaces. These surfaces create those bold vertical lines, which then accentuates the tower's minimalist yet beautiful contorted structure. As the day progresses, the sunlight interacts with these glass facades, and it bends and reflects and evolves as the day goes on. Basically, the tower has an ever-changing array of color, so the light dances on the tower. So unlike the more angular approach that's often associated with twisty towers, the Dance of the Light Tower has a smooth external facade. So this twisty tower is unlike any other, and watching it the way it plays with the sunlight is a memorable experience. Number 3. Absolut World Tower, Ontario, Canada. Canada, home to the indulgent poutine and, of course, my favorite maple syrup, but it's also home to an extremely unique and remarkable set of twisty buildings. The Absolut World Tower was created by the Fernbrook Homes and Citizen Development Group. It was completed in 2012. This complex is comprised of twin skyscrapers. The first tower's got a height of 528 feet, and the second stands proud at 587 feet. So not only are these two towers twisty, they're also pretty tall. But what really makes this building complex unique is that no two floors are alike. Each floor has its very own unique floor plan. So for those who want what no one else has, then taking up residence here will fit that bill. Every floor is rotated by a gentle, subtle angle, clockwise. This makes them all different, but it also means that each tower is an elliptical prism. And in case you haven't already guessed by all the floor plan talk, the towers are residential buildings. And given their twistiness, they're super easy to recognize. In fact, these towers are famous for their curvy shape, so much so that they're sometimes referred to as the Marilyn Monroe Towers, in a shout out to the iconic and buxom beauty that took over the silver screen by storm. Given their unique design, these towers have not just become famous in Toronto, and not just Canada, but all around the world really. They're revered for their uniqueness. But their curvy design isn't just for looks either, it also serves a pretty important purpose. Remember that unique layout we were talking about? That provides residents with different views and different amounts of sunlight throughout the day. And while the residential apartments are the major component of these buildings, the tower also has shared spaces where residents can relax and socialize. These areas include things like lounges, gyms, and even a swimming pool, creating a community among the residents. And the perimeter balconies offer residents an outdoor sanctuary to relax and take in the views. So from the outside, the Absolut World Towers has the curvy appeal of Marilyn Monroe, and inside, they boast the appeal of a unique community and living space. Is it any wonder why they're so famous? Number 2. Shanghai Tower. If you're looking for a side of height to go with your twist, then look no further than this next tower. Why? Because this is the tallest twisty tower around. The Shanghai Tower emerged as an architectural marvel in 2015, and since then, it stood as a testament to human engineering prowess. This tower is located in Shanghai, China, and it stands at an impressive height of over 2,073 feet, making it the tallest twisted tower in the world. And let's be real, even if it weren't twisty, it would still garnish the attention based on its height alone. This tower is much more than just a tower, it's actually a self-sufficient vertical city. According to some sources, this is the way of the future. Instead of having cities span horizontally, they'll start to rise vertically into the sky. So this tower is perhaps a glance into the future of cities, maybe. In any case, whether or not it becomes a blueprint for future cities, it's still a marvel in its own right. The 9 sections that make up the tower are more than just floors, they're full of amenities. For example, at various intervals along the height of the tower, there are these large open-air sky gardens, so people don't need to leave the building to take a stroll through a garden. These spaces provide opportunities for occupants to enjoy outdoor environments, socialize, and unlike ground gardens, sky gardens have a view of the city. And speaking of views, these towers have one of the world's highest observation deck. The deck is known as Top of Shanghai Observatory, and it's located on the 118th and 119th floors. So yeah, needless to say, the views from up there are unparalleled. If you've ever been stuck waiting a long time for an elevator, then you know all too well that the struggle is real. But everything about this tower has been masterfully planned, including the elevators. The Shanghai Tower features a cutting-edge vertical transportation system. The tower took 6 years to come to fruition and had a construction budget of $2.5 billion, although the actual cost could have been many more if they blew through the budget. The vision for the tower came from the American architectural firm Gensler, and today this tower reigns supreme in the Pudong area. And unlike other modern buildings, this tower is paving the way for an environmentally responsible future. It's been recognized as one of the world's top 5 energy-efficient buildings by Ecobusiness. This tower's got an intelligent facade, vertical gardens, a rainwater recycling system, and discrete wind turbines. Furthermore, alternative energy sources drive the tower's heating and cooling systems, ensuring a minimal ecological footprint. Number 1. The Turning Torso, Malmo, Sweden. Alright, there's no way around it. When it comes to incredibly twisty buildings, the Turning Torso in Malmo, Sweden is the reigning champ. Why? Because it paved the way for all the other twisted towers. But interestingly enough, the tower has a bit of an unusual conception story. The tower's backstory only adds to the intrigue of this twisty thing. You see, an architect by the name of Santiago Calatrava had a dream. He wanted to build a tower that twisted its way up into the Nordic sky. So he came up with the idea for the Turning Torso. He drew plans for a building that would twist it as it got taller like a giant spiral. And now this was not like the stuff of normal towers. This had never been seen before. A tower that twists? How weird. But like all things odd and unusual, it caught the attention of the public, so they set to work to build the world's first Twisty Tower. Drawing and building it, however, were two very different things. The construction of the turning torso has been likened to putting together a giant puzzle. It took 4 years to construct the tower, and the laborious efforts continued from 2001 to 2005. Construction workers put the tower together piece by piece, one on top of the other, carefully making sure it all fit together just right. When it was finished in 2005, it became the tallest building in all of Scandinavia and the first tower of its kind. People marveled at that unique design and the way it corkscrewed up into the sky. It inspired more twisted towers to be built, and today this is a residential building housing a total of 147 apartments. This tower sort of breathes life into Malmo's skyline, and a predominantly residential skyscraper too. While the first two blocks houses office, blocks 3 through 9 offer a unique residential experience. Floors 53 and 54 host conference rooms, a rooftop restaurant, and an art gallery, of course, offering tourists a glimpse and, of course, panoramic views. This tower has a height of 623 feet, making it Northern Europe's tallest building. Its towering stature is enhanced by a smooth facade that's punctuated by rows of uniform windows. But the real reason that this tower earned the top spot on this list was it was the first twisting skyscraper in the world, so it paved the way for all the other twisted towers, and you know what? That's pretty incredible. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you to our channel members.